Now, YouTube is a platform which in the last 15 years has been gradually progressing through various different stages. In 2005, YouTube was here for cute little cat videos which you could sit back with your pals with and have a good old laugh at. In 2009, YouTube progressed towards making, RuneScape music videos. And in 2011, YouTube was here for this.
I'm a banana!
And there seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
And then after this, in 2014, YouTube progressed towards creators making videos such as the Chubby Bunny Challenge.
Oh, I'm big.
And yeah, let's hope we don't go back to that, because with everything going on, I still don't think it's quite that bad. But after 2015, this website really began to change. Whether that's for the better or for the worse, things just started to become a bit more dramatic, a bit more corporate, a bit more fake, and just in general, more like the plague that is... Okay, actually, no, take that back. That's probably not a good wording to use right now. In the last few years, YouTube has become more like the beast that is Hollywood. Now, on the perspective of a profit margin, this is probably a really good thing, you know? You're making more money, you're in the corporate world, so you've got more brand deals coming in, and maybe this extends the longevity of your career. But the key word there is maybe. I say maybe because in the last few years on YouTube, when it comes to this new corporate aspect, it does seem that some of the creators on this platform have basically turned YouTube into this mutilated version of the beauty community's rendition of the mob. And at the very forefront of that is Jeffree Star.
Are you the real
Inabber?
No. 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 Then why do you dress up like him?
He's a symbol. We don't have to be afraid of scum like you.
Yeah, you do.
James.
You really do. Huh? You see, this is how crazy Batman's made Gotham.
I mean, to be honest, I think that's a pretty good representation of the beauty community. Now, in the last year, and the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that, and the other 15 years before that, Jeffree Star has been involved in a lot of hateful incidents, a lot of controversy, a lot of drama, leading up to him possibly having blackmail on multiple creators, and then that leading up to Shane Dawson releasing a documentary, which made a lot of people instantly think, oh, maybe he's not actually that bad because Shane Dawson said so.
No matter who it is, if you say the name Jeffree Star, everybody has an opinion. And I want to know why.
I think recently we've all forgotten that there was this really weird period of time on YouTube where we all treated Shane Dawson like he was YouTube's rendition of Dr. Phil or Jeremy Kyle. I don't know what happened, but I'm glad we got through that. Now, obviously, going to more recent controversy, which, let's be honest, people, that's the only reason you're here. Obviously, last year, Jeffree, Shane, and Tati Westbrook all helped push allegations that their friend at the time was basically a predator. And now it's been over a year since this situation happened, and you know, for around 9 months, not much was really happening, but then Jeffree Star started to speak about it again, started to push things again, and then Tati Westbrook released this video, which was terrible, but you know, kind of flipped the beauty community on its head, and now everybody is verbally eating each other, everyone's trying to stab each other in the back, and it's actually incredible to see how many of these fake people are now exposing their friends. But yeah, Jeffree put out a response saying, doing what's right, which is, you know, probably the first time he's ever tried to do that in his life. And just look at the thumbnail. It looks like he's a mob boss. I don't know why he chose to record in that room. It's just kind of terrifying. Now, this response video came out around 2 days ago at this point, and it has accumulated quite a lot of traction and attention. And I can just happily say this is one of the worst and most manipulative apologies I have ever seen in my entire life on YouTube. I was actually shocked at how bad this apology is. Here's a quick list of everything he did wrong in this apology.
And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The worst response in YouTube history.
Number 1, he said he's not going to react angrily like he did a year ago and add to the chaos, despite for the last year he has been adding to the chaos by going on podcasts and basically flexing that he has audio clips of James Charles. Number 2, Jeffree asks himself basic questions and then answers them basic questions to make it look like he's taking a moral high ground and he's sorry for what he did. Number 3, rather than call his actions horrible actions, he calls it hype. Number 4, Jeffree possibly lies about going to jail. And number 5, the absolute worst of the worst, and I mean terrible. I'm sweating so much at how bad this is. Number 5, he uses the murder of Breonna Taylor and Elijah McClain to deflect this drama surrounding him. I'm not joking, he genuinely decided to use that to somehow deflect all of this, and I will go further into this, but I am shocked at how manipulative and terrible this apology is. But yeah, let's get into this trash fire.
What's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel.
Now this is a little bit of a nitpick here, I'm not gonna lie. In fact, I don't really have an issue with it. I find it kind of funny, but there's nothing quite like apologizing for almost ruining somebody's life in a cute little pink dressing gown whilst you've got a nice wide shot of your multi-million-dollar mansion. A part of me is looking at this apology and thinking he looks like he's about to announce that he has taken over the Ministry of Magic and James Charles has 20 minutes to meet him in the Forbidden Forest. I mean, if that is the case, let's all just cross our fingers universally and hope that he has removed the Imperious curse from Shane Dawson and Tati Westbrook.
I've taken a lot of time to do a lot of self-reflection. Now in the past, I've been very guilty of speaking out of anger, out of frustration, out of my emotions. I'm so quick to grab my phone and just say whatever is on my mind in that moment without ever really thinking the ramifications of my words, my actions, and for the first time in a very long time, I'm really reflecting on my behavior and mine alone.
I feel like I've heard this same thing from Jeffree Star like a million times at this point. I feel like this is the exact same thing he said last year. Because it is.
And I don't think that everyone wants this from me, but I think that there is a major portion that thinks Jeffree Star is going to come for James, because I was in a dark place yesterday. I said some things online about pulling receipts and showing things, and I sat there with myself, and I sat there with my mother, and I sat there with Nathan, and we fully understand the power of millions of people watching and what my voice and what this channel actually means to me. And what it means is that I don't want to play the games anymore. I sat there yesterday and I started to get really angry. I was gonna pull voice memos. I was gonna pull old text messages from other people that don't want to be involved. And I was just getting into a place where it wasn't healthy, okay? And thank God I'm in the headspace that I am today because I stopped those feelings, I let them all subside, and I understand that now that isn't okay. I am not going to fuel this fire.
Now that was over a year ago, but since then, he has continued this escapade of trying to ruin James Charles' life by going around basically shit-stirring, telling YouTubers like Blair White that he has alleged audio clips and playing audio clips to FaZe Banks and podcasts where he's flexing that he's got this mysterious audio clip that none of us have heard.
I can go in another room and play Banks what I have on my phone.
Even if that audio clips exists, but you're trying to protect a potential victim, I don't believe you actually care about this potential victim, because that is the victim's story, not your story to go on a podcast and flex that you possibly have that. If a victim doesn't want to speak about a story, don't even give a hint that you know about it, because it's their story and they've chosen not to come out about it yet, if this is even a thing, because I don't know if it's a thing, but if it is or isn't, you're still sick for doing this. As much as you want to be Jeffree, you're not the Joker. As much as you want to be this evil gangster who controls the city of the beauty community, the reality is, mate, you are 34 years old. That's all you are. You're a 34-year-old man with a lot of money. Grow the fuck up. Jeffree then proceeds to go on and say that he's had some realizations recently.
I've come to a lot of realizations.
That's great. What's the realization? Is the realization that you're Lord Voldemort, or is the realization that you're losing hundreds of thousands of subscribers? What is it, Jeffree?
And it's been really important to actually understand everything that I was a part of, that I did wrong, and really start a new chapter for myself. I've spent a lot of time realizing why I do certain things and why I do the things that I do. And today, there are no excuses. A year ago, I did a video called Never Doing This Again, and I meant that.
Well, you didn't mean that. You didn't mean that, Jeffree, because you're doing it again with this YouTube video. You could have just said, James, I'm sorry for doing that a year ago and ended the video. That's all we want. I saw a follower of mine put out this tweet, which is just a perfect template for a YouTuber apology. So if you guys want to use this, YouTubers that need to apologize, if you haven't already, I'd recommend using it. It's fantastic. Jeffree then goes on to ask himself questions like, did I slip up? Am I human?
Did I slip up? Am I human? No. Have I done some fucked up things? Of course I have.
Okay, Jeffree. Okay, maybe you slipped up a year ago. You know, you got into a whole load of stuff which you shouldn't have got involved in a year ago, and maybe I could accept that. But you were on a podcast 2 months ago, flexing that you have an audio clip, basically saying that he's dangerous.
If you want, we can pause and I can go in another room and play Banks what I have on my phone, and he can determine if he would have sent the same tweet. At the end of the day, I'm not going to out a victim of James Charles.
I don't think you care, Jeffree. I think you're just losing subscribers, and this is a calculated response that you and your lawyers have put together. I think that's what this is, Jeffree. And nobody's falling for it.
I don't think about how my actions will affect others while I'm saying them. And when you speak from your emotions without fully processing something, it is one of the most unhealthy things, and that is a very major problem of mine.
You're a 34-year-old grown man. You're a 34-year-old grown man. Sure, we can make mistakes, but a mistake is, oh, I had a naughty tweet 5 years ago. Oh, it's a little naughty tweet. This isn't putting out a naughty tweet. This is an allegation which you've supported and allegedly created behind the scenes and then furthered after saying you're not going to add to the chaos a year ago. This is crazy. How I saw people say this is a good apology. This is just the most manipulative apology I've ever seen. Guys, I'm just like you. I slip up too. Cancel culture bad.
No, it's necessary.
There is a big difference between making a fucked up tweet 5 years ago and attempting to ruin somebody's life. You can't compare these things. This isn't cancel culture. This is people calling you out on your mistakes. Not even mistakes, just your shitty actions. There is a big difference between being cancelled for making a dodgy joke 6 years ago and actually doing real messed up stuff.
Very important to stay off of social media. I haven't been on in weeks. I haven't read anything. I haven't clicked a video. I haven't seen anything. And it's been really about finding myself again and remembering why I'm here and how my actions can affect other people and everyone around me.
Maybe I could accept this part of the apology or response if I actually believed he had genuine intentions here. In our line of work of social media, it can be extremely therapeutic to just have an extended break from social media, but I don't believe that's the reason he took this week or 2 week long break. I believe him and his lawyers were just putting out the most calculated response possible and just biding their time, waiting if any other creators were going to put something out there. Look at Blair White's video. That had a lot of information in about this whole scandal. I think what they were doing was possibly waiting for another video like that to come out, but nothing's come out, so they've put this response out, and it is very calculated. It's clearly had a lot of time put into it, in my opinion. And also, I'm a little bit confused about this response because he is only responding to one thing. I feel like on Twitter, a lot of people are calling him out for just more than the James Charles stuff. For example, his horrible interview with Chris Hansen about Davi Vanity, or his makeup line from a long time ago about a specific regime which caused a lot of devastation on this planet, as it still does to this day. I don't understand why these things are being ignored, but you know, it's probably because not everyone knows about them, but they know about the James Charles stuff, so he's just gonna cover that. And now around halfway through this, Jeffree finally does get on to giving an apology, if you can call it that.
Now, did I mix myself up in drama? Did I speak on things I shouldn't have speak on? Of course I did. Did I believe certain things instead of asking the source? Did I get caught up in the hype? Did I do dumb shit? And did I not just simply call James Charles and ask questions myself? 100%. And that is my fault. I would like to personally apologize to James Charles for the words that I've said and for my actions. If I was really close with someone, I should have had the ability to just simply call them and ask and say, hey, these were the things that were being said to me. Instead, I didn't. I let people really gas me up, get me going behind the scenes, and I really fell for a lot of things and I got caught up in the hype.
You got caught in the hype of ruining a friend of yours life. A friend who you were making videos with only a few months before. I get lost in the hype of sport, not ruining my friends' lives. I don't understand this. And also, I hate this technique of asking yourself really obvious questions to make it look like you're sorry and you've got the moral high ground.
Did I mix myself up in drama? Did I speak on things I shouldn't have speak on? Of course I did. Did I believe certain things instead of asking the source? Did I get caught up in the hype? Did I do dumb shit? And did I not just simply call James Charles and ask questions myself? 100%.
I'm just going to refer to South Park here because this is a manipulative tactic a lot of people like to use to make it seem like they're really sorry, but in reality, it's just a tactic.
You were supposed to be grounded in your room, and now you're more grounded, young man.
The coon's mother appears to be extremely upset. In order to get past her, I must use the LeBron James technique.
Eric, are you listening to me?
Mom, what should I do?
What?
What should I do? Should I admit I've made mistakes? Should I say I've done this before? Should I write a song about how I should have stayed in my room? What should I do?
What do you mean?
Should I say I'm not a role model? Should I not listen to my conscience? It's my conscience, Mom! What should I do? Go back to my room and pretend nothing happened? Not jump out the window and fly to New Orleans? What should I do, Mom? Tell me!
Sorry, but this is just Jeffree Star to his audience, and people are falling for it. People are saying this is a good response. Yeah, it's a good response because it was probably written by a lawyer. And you know, let's get on to the bit about where he possibly lied about going to jail.
I've never blackmailed anyone in my life. I've never committed a crime before, and I've never been to jail.
Pardon?
I've been to jail 3 times for assault, just so everyone knows.
I've never been to jail.
So that was a fucking lie.
Now up to this point of the apology, yes, it's been a bad apology, yes, it's been manipulative, yes, it's no better than any other YouTuber apology, but we're about to get on to the point which in my opinion makes this possibly the worst response video to any drama in the history of YouTube. I am actually shocked that he used this as some form of point.
Have fully removed myself. And did I get swept up into the bullshit again? Of course I did. And for that, I'm forever embarrassed of. Now, Breonna Taylor still has no justice. Black trans women are being murdered every day and the news is silent. Elijah McClain has no justice. And the countless other people who are murdered every single day while everyone just goes about their business like nothing's happening. And I think that drama and the beauty world, which I have definitely been a part of, it all has to stop.
What? Where's the correlation here? You weren't mentioning anything to do with this before. How are you using the murders of innocent black women and men to deflect away from your YouTube scandal? How are you doing that? How are you actually using these horrific murders to deflect? That is actually messed up. This is actually evil. I genuinely believe that is an evil thing to do. That actually, I don't usually get like angry, but that is just unbelievably evil and messed up. I don't believe how a human being can genuinely say something like that to just get out of this. You're practically saying we need to stop speaking about beauty drama. I'm sorry, but these people don't have anything to do with you. I haven't seen you mention Eric Garner, Pamela Turner, Trayvon Martin. Where was the energy for them 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 years ago? Where was the energy for all of these people? It seems that you've only started mentioning this because you're trying to deflect. And that is so wrong. So wrong. I could have just made this one part of this video and uploaded it and said, this is the worst apology. Before this, you could have put out the best thing, but it would have still been the worst apology because of this. I genuinely don't understand this. I don't know why he thought to use this as a point, and I'm glad now Twitter is seeing this and thinking this is messed up. Obviously it's messed up, and I'm genuinely shocked. And I'm not even trying to drag this point out, but it's genuinely shocking to a point of I'm going off script here and I'm actually confused at how Jeffree could say something like that. This whole apology is awful. It's calculated. In my opinion, it's possibly been written by a lawyer. There's no way anyone in this world can tell me that Jeffree hasn't been planning a response like this for weeks. There was no other alternatives. People were coming out about him. It just doesn't seem like Jeffree had any other option other to write this calculated response.
I'm dramatic, I'm crazy at times, I'm outspoken, but at the end of the day, that is not who I am. And today today I will not be sitting here showing a million text messages and all these things that allegedly are out there. That's not it. I will not be entertaining it. My lawyers are entertaining it behind the scenes, but I will not be.
You said you're not going to entertain this, but then you said your lawyers are entertaining this. Therefore, you are entertaining this by telling the rest of the world and the YouTube community that your lawyers are involved, therefore furthering a discussion about what your lawyers are possibly going to do. This is a horrible response, and I just don't understand why. All you had to do was say sorry, and I don't understand why that is so difficult for some YouTubers. You could just put out a tweet. I feel like even a tweet may do it, or just a little Twitter or an Instagram story. Not this shit, man. What the is this? This apology video from Logan Paul is actually now becoming one of the best apologies from an influencer, and that says a lot, because 2 years ago this thing was being ripped to shreds. The beauty community, in my eyes, is just the very forefront of corporate YouTube becoming more manipulative and more terrible by the day. The real people bringing down this website are the major beauty YouTubers. Not all of them, trust me, there are some great beauty YouTubers out there like Nikki Tutorials. There are some people out there that genuinely put out good and wholesome and innocent content where they're actually just putting makeup on their faces and enjoying times with their friends. Jeffree Star is the worst example of a beauty YouTuber, and it's genuinely sad that he's probably the main representative of beauty YouTube on YouTube. But yeah, in conclusion, this apology was terrible. I don't see how he continuously gets away with his behaviour, but he probably would again because his fans just need that little makeup palette. He's turned off his comment section, so he's clearly not willing to receive any criticism on this, and I just don't think that he actually cares about anything he's saying here. Just take a look at his social blade, and in my opinion, that's the only reason he's responded. But yeah, that is the ending of today's video. I will be further covering this situation if things come out in the future. Please get this video to, I don't know, 25,000 likes. I would really appreciate it. Also, if you could subscribe, that would be wonderful. My socials are linked below. inabber69 on Twitter, inabber on Instagram, the Discord's there, and the Minecraft server IP is in the description as well. Thank you so much for coming along, people. I really do appreciate it. Have a good day, and peace out.